The Great Falls City Commission continuing discussion on a local non-discrimination ordinance that would have protected local LGBTQ people from discrimination. Plus, the University of Montana held an online forum to discuss preventing the spread of COVID, among other issues. And later, MTN's Richie Melby breaks down Governor Steve Bullock's latest comments on the state of fall sports in Montana.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us. I'm Matt Holzaffel. Our top story this evening, Montana set another record yesterday for confirmed cases of COVID-19 in a single day. According to the governor's coronavirus task force, the state saw 224 new positive cases reported yesterday. The previous high was 145 new cases in a single day. We're now looking at a state total of 3,261 with nearly 1,200 active cases and 46 deaths. Cascade County has 67 active cases and 111 total confirmed cases. Lewis and Clark County comes in at 70 active cases with 101 confirmed cases. This week, the country crossed over the 4 million case threshold. Montana still falls near the bottom of the state's list. Only Vermont, Hawaii, Alaska, and Wyoming have fewer cases than the Treasure State. That, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The subject of Black Lives Matter has been one of the primary topics of conversation across the country over the past few weeks and months. This evening, community leaders in Great Falls are hoping to start a new dialogue where community members and leaders can discuss racial equality in Montana. MTN's Lindsay Height is live from the Above the Hate, an educational forum on topics central to the Black Lives Matter movement. Lindsay?
To this young lady next to me, a gift.
In the weeks after George Floyd's death, community activists in Great Falls came together and coordinated protests in the community. It's been about a month since those protests took place, and those same event organizers decided it was time to reintroduce the topic and reopen a discussion that is far from over. Tonight, Jasmine Taylor and Cedriana Brownell are joined by community leaders to discuss the interactions between the BIPOC community and law enforcement within our own community in Great Falls. Tune in tonight at 10 for more information on those topics. Back to you in the studio, Matt.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Now, the Great Falls City Commission opted to continue discussion on a local non-discrimination ordinance earlier this month that would have protected local LGBTQ people from discrimination.
Obviously, it's something that is a complicated issue, and thankfully, the United States Supreme Court has given us some guidance.
However, in an opinion issued last week, Great Falls City Attorney Sarah Sexy found that the ordinance was not legally necessary. In the opinion, Sexy explains that discrimination against people on the basis of sex is already prohibited under Montana law, and a landmark Supreme Court ruling in June expanded the definition of sex nationwide to include sexual orientation and gender identity. Although other Montana cities have NDOs in place, Sexy says it is her opinion that those NDOs are no longer necessary because of the Supreme Court ruling.
That decision, it's my opinion, flows all the way down to the Montana law, because under Montana law, for housing, public accommodation, employment, and governmental services, sex is referenced as a protected class from discrimination. And so that was really the underlying basis for my opinion.
And city commissioners have asked to schedule a special work session to continue discussion on that proposal. Switching gears now, it's been a sunny day across this Treasure State, and our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us a bit more. Grant Garland joins us now. Grant?
Yeah, Matt, it's been a beautiful day across the state. Temperatures also were really nice. We didn't see any really oppressive temperatures. We're looking at in Great Falls, we saw a high of around 79 degrees, 85 in Helena, 80 in Havre, 78 in Lewistown, and 80 in Kalispell. Now, currently temperatures 79 degrees here in the Electric City, 83 down towards the capital, 79 in Havre, and 75 in Cutbank. With our winds, we are seeing 12-mile-per-hour winds in Glasgow and 10-mile-an-hour winds along Cutbank. It seems like our highest kind of winds are up towards the high line. Over the last 3 hours, we have been looking at, though, clear skies. It's been a beautiful day that has allowed us to really warm up nicely. Now, temperatures tonight here in Great Falls, they're going to fall down to around 49 degrees. Winds are going to be calm, though, and we're going to be looking at a beautiful night, as well as in Helena, too. Temperatures 52 degrees with calm winds. Everywhere else, 50 degrees in Havre, also 48 in Malta, 52 in Glasgow, and looking at 45 in Choteau. As we, though, take a look at our next couple of hours, well, we are going to be looking at temperatures falling down to right around 69 degrees, right around 9 p.m. with clear skies. Coming up, we're going to talk about warmer temperatures moving in for this coming work week, but for now, back to you.
All right, thank you, Grant. Well, on Friday morning, the University of Montana Design Committee met online in an open forum meeting to hear the community's concerns and questions about the university's plans for the future. MTN's Jordan Johnson breaks down the main areas of concern.
On Friday, the University of Montana's Design Team Committee met in an online forum to hear community feedback about UM's long-term success. The committee was created last spring by President Seth Bodner to not only discuss the university's current successes, but to help maintain relevance nationwide in the future. During a question period, many community members raised concerns about the new fall plan and how UM will prepare for adequate social distancing. Andrea Lawrence, the UM Design Team's co-chair and dean of the Phyllis Washington College of Education, said decals and arrows have been placed in her building to direct foot traffic.
Campus holistically has been very attentive to this and has taken a variety of actions to ensure that we are mitigating the spread of the virus in the ways that we can.
Another question raised was how economic development districts can better collaborate with UM to help the communities in need of a boost in the economy. UM Design co-chair Paul Gladden explained that there is always room to improve.
There is ongoing engagement between UM and the economic development community across the state. Like all things, I think we can always do better. We would always like to do more. So.
A community member asked how UM is assisting students who are incapable of affording textbooks and avoiding dropout rates. Lawrence says that UM has an emergency fund for students and the UM Pantry, which offers free food for those struggling with food insecurity.
And I think the UM Foundation, too, has been quite successful working with colleges to raise funds for scholarships as well as impact funds to attend to emergencies like we're facing now.
However, there was an important question posed by Willina Oldperson, a Missoula County Schools Board of Trustee and a member of the university's Diversity Advisory Committee, about how the university is implementing inclusion, diversity, and equity for BIPOC groups.
We're too siloed on different work that's happening around campus on diversity, equity, inclusion. We need to have a more centralized, and we can't just focus on our largest minority group. Yeah, I'm part of that population, American Indians, but we also do have other BIPOC groups on campus that we can't have pick and choose. It has to be across the board.
The committee says that they'll bring these concerns and feedback to UM's President Seth Bodner in August. In Missoula, Jordan Johnson, MTN News.
And the UM Design Committee hopes to have these concerns delegated throughout the fall semester. The annual sidewalk sale filled the streets of downtown Great Falls this afternoon. Retailers, restaurants, vendors, and food trucks spent their sunny Saturday outside. First-time participant Tammy Hickey and her husband Doug own Montana Cutouts. They tell us they're excited to be a part of this event.
So this is the first time we've ever done this. We're excited. My husband started doing this as a project, and it's just kind of expanded. People have bought his signs for wedding gifts, for Christmas gifts. He's only been doing it for about a year, and we're just excited to be here.
And also in downtown Great Falls today, Pizzazz Kitchen Supply Store hosted Fresh on 4th. The idea behind the event is to help with the demand for fresh and local produce. The store will block off 4th Street from Central Avenue to the alleyway to make room for their fresh produce and food sales. The event is set to be held every Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon until August. One of the farmers, Paul Whipf, is also the produce manager for the Hilltop Colony. He explains how he got involved in the Fresh on 4th event.
Veronica called me and she said the people are dying for fresh produce, that she needed somebody to come down here, and people were desperate for vegetables, so that's why we decided to come on down. And
they also plan to start selling fresh fruit later in the season. Well, coming up, the annual 4-H Livestock Sale in Helena took place today, but it looked a little bit different than normal. We'll show you after the break.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. Lewis and Clark County 4-H held their annual livestock sale today. MTN's Alexi Iguay was at the event to discuss new challenges for the 4-Hers this year.
Animals lined up for the 2020 4-H Livestock Sale. The sale did look a little different this year. The auction was held outside to maintain social distancing.
I mean, it was kind of nice to get the air and not be in a dusty room. And then also the auction is a little bit different. As you can see, a lot less people than you may have seen in the past. Like last year, we were filled with bleachers inside, and out here you have 70 people at the most is what they limited it to for buyers.
With limited buyers and nationwide headlines of meat supply chain issues, the pressure to sell remained high for Ashton and his brother Braden. They've had their steers for almost a year with high care in a pandemic.
That's always been like in the back of your head, no matter when you own an animal. It's just, oh no, there's something going around that's bad for animals. It's like, okay, well, let's hope my animal doesn't get that.
The stress eases when the sale completes. Ashton's mother Lori watches on with emotion as she sees her sons accomplish a big goal.
And emotionally, it's tough. As a parent, you're proud, and you're just of their accomplishments, their goals, they've met them, and then it's just over.
The starting price for steer was $1 per pound. Ashton's steer weighed over 1,400 pounds and sold at $2.25. In Helena, I'm Lexi Guayo, MTN News.
And the 4-H also had a silent auction, and you can still bid online. The link can be found on the Lewis and Clark County 4-H Facebook page. The auction ends at 6:30 tonight.
Well, we're looking at clear skies today, and we'll find out why just after this break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a great day so far. It's been a very beautiful day, too. Just take a look out with me here and overlooking the Milwaukee Station as well as the Civic Center. Looks great, and this has been the trend for us all throughout the day today. Current temperatures right now that we observed for our high, 79 degrees in the Electric City, a little bit warmer down towards Helena, 85, 83 in Bozeman, 78 in Lewistown, and up towards Havre looking at 70 degrees. But what about right now? Well, temperatures are similar to that, 79 in Great Falls, a little bit cooler down towards Helena at 83 degrees. It's been a beautiful day, all thanks to a high pressure that has been really situated over the Treasure State. Now, it has been a windy one, though. We have been looking at some wind gusts up to around 24 miles an hour in the Electric City, in the capital, 17 in Lewistown, 22 up towards Havre, and around 20 in Great Falls. So whenever you combine the temperatures as well as the winds, well, how dry are we? Well, we're pretty dry. 18% here in Great Falls, 15% in Helena, 17 in Cutbank, 22 in Havre, 25 in Lewistown. So really, really dry, especially also out towards Glasgow at 19%. But the good news is that we have not seen any wildfires, so that's the good news, and hopefully that'll be the continuing trend, especially with the rain that we got this past week. So overall, looking at the past 3 hours, we have been looking at clear skies for us all. Rain stays south of Bozeman, around towards Billings. Haven't been looking at, though, anything to complain about other than just the sunny skies, and it's kind of warming up, but temperatures are a lot lower than what we typically see for today, right around like 88 degrees. So I'll take that. Now, the reason why this has all been is because of this high pressure that has continued to stay over the Treasure State, and it's not going to really be able to move much. I mean, by 6 a.m. tomorrow, it's just going to head on out closer towards Spokane, but then it's going to start to slide back down towards Billings. And as we go into Monday morning, it's going to continue to see sunny skies. However, though, we're going to start to see our temperatures really take a shift. We're going to be looking at them really warming up, so heads up. As we head into this next work week, temperatures are going to be soaring into around 95 degrees for some folks. As we head throughout the day tomorrow, we're going to be looking at 5 to 10 mile per hour winds pretty much for everyone, so not looking at any problems with our wind gusts. But the driest part of the day tomorrow, especially for Great Falls, is going to be right around the 3:30 mark when we're looking at 25% humidity. And for our friends in Helena, we're going to be looking at our driest day right around 3 o'clock. That's when we're going to be looking at 24% humidity, 83 degree temperature. So tomorrow, just make sure that you are doing your part. Try not to light any fires outside. So our temperatures temperatures will be warming up on Tuesday to around 95 degrees before they start to level off right around 92 and then 91 on Saturday. You can always follow me on social media at meteorologist Grant Garland on Facebook, as well as downloading that free KRTV app. Now, as we look at tonight, 49 in Choteau, 49 in Great Falls, 45 in Cutbank, 50 in Havre, and 47 in Lewistown. Going throughout the day tomorrow, temperature is going to be right around 66 degrees by around 10 a.m. and for our friends in Helena, around 68 degrees there. We are looking at a warm day tomorrow, warmer than today, 85 up towards Havre, 84 in Great Falls, 85 again and around Kalispell. Going throughout the next couple of days, though, 69 degrees on Monday. It will be sunny and warm. We are looking at only an isolated chance for showers and thunderstorms as we head into the middle part of the work week. And that's the same situation for our friends in Helena. Wednesday, 88 degrees with an isolated shower. Matt?
All right, thanks, Karen. Well, as we inch closer to the fall sports season and Montana's coronavirus cases continue to climb, the future of school and athletics, particularly fall contact sports, remains a topic of conversation. In fact, Governor Steve Bullock referenced an athletic-related cluster earlier this week, confirming the virus is already having an effect. MTN's Richie Melby will have more on that after the break.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
As Montana's coronavirus cases continue to climb, the future of school and athletics, particularly fall contact sports, remains a topic of conversation. In fact, Governor Steve Bullock referenced an athletic-related cluster in Wednesday's COVID-19 update, confirming the novel virus is already having an effect. MTN Sports' Richie Melby has more.
For example, a cluster involving a collegiate sports team and their friends in Montana included 20 cases and 80 contacts in one county alone. The cluster was then later connected to additional cases in 3 other counties by way of a wedding and other social events that people attended while infectious.
That was Governor Steve Bullock on Wednesday, mere minutes into his latest update on the Treasure State's coronavirus situation. Of course, MontanaSports.com has already reported on positive cases involving athletes, but the governor's comment did leave room for some questions. Did the cluster involving the college athletes stem from an actual sporting event, like a practice or contest? Were the positive cases asymptomatic, and did they lead to any hospitalizations? Most importantly, as the Big Sky and Frontier Conference, as well as the Montana High School Association, discuss ways to safely conduct athletic events this fall, particularly those contact sports like football, is there growing concern within the governor's office, as well as the Department of Public Health and Human Services, that athletics could contribute to the continued spread of the novel virus. The governor's office, in working with the DPHHS, answered those questions for MTN Sports in the following matter. Regarding the origin of the cluster, quote, "This cluster is not as simple as one specific event, but a combination of several events, including possibly practice or other gatherings where transmissions occurred. This cluster involved both student athletes and non-student athletes." The governor's office went on to say all of the 20 cases were positive COVID-19 cases and that the preliminary info showed 2 people were asymptomatic. The rest all displayed symptoms. No hospitalizations resulted from the cluster. As officials on the college and high school athletic fronts work diligently to create protocols and guidelines to safely conduct athletics, which could begin in a matter of days, clusters and spreads such as the one Governor Bullock mentioned Wednesday certainly raise an eyebrow. Again from the governor's office, quote, "We are always concerned about the further spread of COVID-19, especially when social distance isn't possible. Any cluster of cases is very concerning because we know how quickly COVID-19 can spread." It went on to say, quote, "We do know that Montana colleges and high schools are doing everything possible to implement safety precautions for student athletes in the coming school year. Montana colleges and high schools are working directly with their local county health departments and others on how to best proceed. The state of Montana is here to help as well." For those wondering about the timeline on Montana's athletic front, the Big Sky Conference seems committed to its hard deadline of August 1st to make a final decision. The Frontier, meanwhile, has a regularly scheduled meeting on Monday with its presidents, but Commissioner Kent Paulson noted the NAIA will conduct a Tuesday call with its Council of Presidents. The Frontier will then circle up later in the week to discuss any decisions the NAIA announces. And the Montana High School Association will release its return to fall activities guidelines on Monday. That's expected to go in depth to the protocols required in conducting each individual sport. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.
All right, thank you, Richie. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on the status of fall sports in Montana here and on montanasports.com. We're back with one final look at your forecast right after this.
Well, tonight we're looking at temperatures around 50 degrees in Havre, 49 in Great Falls, 51 in Hayes. Going throughout the day tomorrow, temperatures going to be around 51 degrees around 7 a.m. And for Helena, right around 55 degrees before warming up to around 85 by 4 p.m. But what about our temperatures for the day tomorrow? Well, we are looking at 84 in Great Falls as well as Helena and 81 in Lewistown. Over the next 3 days, temperatures will be around 89 degrees on Monday with sunny conditions, and the same with Helena, except a little bit warmer at 90.
All right, thanks, Grant, all the way over there. I miss you. Hope you can come back soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.